A pale autumn morning rises over open ground in North America. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of earth and fallen leaves. No grandstands, no floodlights, no roaring crowds. Only a wide field, bordered by simple wooden fencing, and a gathering of men. Some adjust their caps, others walk slowly across the grass, measuring distance with quiet steps. At the center, a pitch has been marked. Rough, uneven, temporary. Yet it holds something history has never seen before. 2 teams, 2 nations, 1 game. No one present fully understands the weight of what is about to begin. This is not just a match. This is the first international cricket match in history. Before nations, there was only the game. Cricket had lived for centuries, growing in England, from village greens, from quiet afternoons, shaped by patience and discipline. By the early 19th century, it was embedded in English culture. Beyond England, cricket was finding its place. It traveled slowly, through migration, trade, and the British Empire. Wherever English communities settled, cricket followed. In distant lands, the game took root, not as imitation, but adaptation. The first international cricket match did not take place in England. It happened across the Atlantic, in North America. In the mid-1800s, the United States and Canada had active cricket communities. Clubs formed. Players developed skill. In cities like New York, Philadelphia, and Toronto, cricket was played with seriousness and pride, and slowly, an idea began to form. What if 2 nations competed? Not just clubs, not just regions, but countries. In 1844, that idea became reality. The United States faced Canada in what is now recognized as the first international sporting event of any kind. Not just cricket, any sport. Before global football, before the modern Olympic Games, before basketball or baseball had reached their modern forms, cricket led the way. The match was held at the St. George's Cricket Club ground in New York, a modest venue. But history does not require grandeur, only significance. Players arrived not as professionals, but as representatives. They carried not contracts, but identity. The rivalry between the United States and Canada was not yet defined by sport, but it carried a quiet tension, a sense of comparison, of emerging national identity, and cricket became the stage upon which that identity could be expressed. The players did not just compete for runs and wickets. They played for something larger. Recognition, pride, belonging. The match lasted 2 days. Played under rules that would feel familiar, yet slightly different from today. And when it ended, Canada emerged victorious. But the result, in many ways, was secondary. Because something far greater had been established, the birth of international sport. What happened in 1844 was more than a cricket match. It was a concept brought to life. The idea that sport could connect nations. That competition could exist beyond borders. That identity could be expressed through play. Today, international sport is everywhere. World Cups, Olympics, global tournaments, watched by millions. But it all traces back, in part, to that quiet field in New York, where 2 teams met without knowing they were beginning a tradition. There were no anthems played before the match, no flags raised in ceremony, no television cameras capturing every angle, only players and a game. There is something powerful in that simplicity, because it reminds us that history often begins quietly, without announcement, without spectacle. Just action, just participation. Just a moment that later becomes meaning. Cricket's early global identity. The 1844 match also revealed something about cricket itself. It was already capable of crossing cultures, crossing borders, becoming something shared. Even outside England, the game maintained its structure, its rhythm, its values. And yet, each region began to shape it in its own way. This adaptability would later allow cricket to grow across continents, to become a sport not owned by one nation, but embraced by many. Why this match matters. It is easy to overlook a match played nearly 2 centuries ago. There were no famous names, no legendary performances remembered in detail. But its importance lies not in statistics. It lies in symbolism. This was the moment sport stepped onto the international stage. The moment competition became connection. The moment games began to carry national meaning. Immanuales, this match was ahead of its time, because the world was not yet fully ready for global sport. But the foundation had been laid, the symbol of the open field. If one image captures the essence of that first international match, it is the open field. No grand architecture, no modern infrastructure, just space, grass, sky. It represents possibility. The idea that something small can become something vast, that a simple game can grow into global culture, that beginnings do not need perfection, only purpose. The evolution that followed. After 1844, international cricket did not immediately explode into global competition. Growth was slow, measured, but the idea had taken root. In 1877, the first official test match between England and Australia would take place, and from there, international cricket would expand steadily. Eventually, tournaments, World Cups, global rivalries. But every one of those moments carries a quiet connection to that first match, because without a beginning, there is no evolution. Final reflection. Some moments in history are loud, celebrated instantly, recognized as important the moment they occur, and some moments are quiet, almost unnoticed, understood only years later. The first international cricket match belongs to the second kind. 2 teams, 1 field, a simple game. And yet, within that simplicity, something extraordinary happened. The world of sport became larger. Borders became part of the story. Competition became connection. And from that day forward, cricket was no longer just a game played within nations. It became a game played between them. Because sometimes, history does not announce itself. It simply begins with a ball, a bat, and 2 sides standing across from each other, ready to play.